I'm Jonathan Ross, and welcome back to another Ross Reviews Civic Type-R. Let's go, guys. Now, driving this Civic Type-R, first of all, you look at it and you go, ugh. Then you step in it and you go, ooh, because it actually looks really nice inside. I love these Type-R seats. I like the steering wheel. You know, I like a lot of the red. It is very red in here, but I like it because this is supposed to be kind of a boy racer car, and it's exactly what it is. It doesn't try and hide that. Now, look, I know a lot of true Honda fanboys are going, this is not a real Type-R, you know, it's not a naturally aspirated engine, it's not high revving. Look, this is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder turbo, but it is still Vtec. 305 horsepower on tap and about 295 pound-foot of torque. This is really healthy in a car that weighs just under 1.4 ton. And although you still think front-wheel drive, that much horsepower, how is it going to put it to the ground? This has a limited slip differential up front, and when you get on it, you can just feel it really help pull this car around a corner. And it really does get the power down also. And jumping on this Civic Type-R, oh my goodness! This car is alive, and for a front-wheel drive 4-banger, Jesus Christ, this thing gets up and moves. Oh my goodness, I never would have thought that a Honda Civic Type-R would really get me as excited as this thing is, because I'm not a Honda fanboy. I'm not really big on Honda. And this particular car, my goodness, it is just savage. It really is. You know, for a front-wheel drive, hot hatch, this is what you want. This is exactly what you want. In typical Honda fashion, this 6-speed manual is banging. It's banging, guys. It feels really nice and weighty. It's short. Just has a great feel. And, you know, as per usual with Hondas, they just do a really nice gearbox. Really the best thing about this Honda, and this really connects to me when I previously reviewed that Honda FD2 Civic Type-R, because the chassis in these Civic Type-Rs is just, it's a different car. It is not the same Honda Civic that your mom or dad drives, because this particular vehicle is just capable of doing things you wouldn't think it was, because, oh, and you got those Brembos up front that really help stop this car. Oh. The steering feel is so sharp. You just feel really connected. It's not as darty as I was thinking, but you just have no play in this wheel. The weight is exactly how you would want it, and you know where these wheels are at all times, and it just gives you such a nice connection to the road. We do have adjustable dampers in this, so you can go through comfort mode, sport mode, R+ mode. And look, I don't feel a tremendous amount of difference in basically any of those modes, but this car is harsh, but you can live with it. It is definitely suitable to live with. I would say it's a little bit better than the Focus RS, but it's comparable. Oh, it is just savage. It It is savage. Pedal placement is really nice. Can easily heel and tow this car. It also does have a rev match feature, but I just leave it off because the placement of these pedals is just so perfect to do it yourself. The seats in this car really do help absorb some of those impacts because they are done in this really nice red material. They hug you very nicely and they are comfortable. I really applaud Honda for putting these outrageous red seats in here. You know, the red seat belts, red steering wheel, red gauges, you know, the faux carbon fiber up here with red trim. It's just a fun place to be. And they didn't take it too seriously, which I like. I really like. And this car, being a hot hatch, you know, it really is quite roomy. You can fit 2 adults in the back quite easily. There's plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. Oddly though, this is only a 4-seater. You could easily have a middle seat in this particular car. Yet there is no seatbelt there, and yeah, it's just 2 in the back, 2 in the front. I'm really not sure why they did that. It would have been a lot better if they had to put a seatbelt there just for, you know, emergencies and practicality use. But even in the back of this car, the boot is absolutely massive. The seats do fold down. So in terms of space and a really fun hot hatch, this is probably one of the most practical. Now price, these Civic Type-Rs when they first came out were meant to be sold from the dealer at $51,000, and I know for a fact they weren't because they were just so popular. So you would have been very lucky to have gotten one of these for that MSRP of about $51,000. Now on the used market, again, covert tax is really playing a part with all these used cars I do, because this particular car right now at Car Giant WA is for sale for $51,000, and it has 56,000 kilometers on it. So look, this is a 2018, it's a couple of years old, it's got about 55,000 Ks on it, and it is for sale for the MSRP of this thing brand new, so go figure. In general though, depending on condition, you're gonna be around that 45, 55 grand mark. You know, for one that's over 100,000 Ks, maybe you'll get one for about 45 grand. I still see some for even 60,000 now, which it's ridiculous. Now, just before we continue with this Honda Civic Type-R, please make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get updated on all our weekly uploads. Vtec, baby! Ha ha! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh! Yeah. This thing, oh my goodness, it is just ridiculous. I've taken the Focus RS through here, I've taken the Golf R through here, and I honestly think this thing would have no problem keeping up with those cars, and they are all-wheel drive. This thing, it's the chassis. It's the chassis, it's the steering, it's that Vtec, bro. This car did actually hold the Nuremberg record for a front-wheel drive production car. And I gotta say, I freaking believe it. The biggest issue I have, the biggest gripe with this particular car has gotta be the infotainment system. It's just laggy. It just looks like it's aftermarket, and there's not even a volume dial. You gotta slide your finger up and down. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Now, looks on this Civic Type-R, yes. It's absolutely different, if that's the word for it. It's definitely not gonna be to everybody's taste, this car, but I don't know, I guess I can kind of live with the front end. There is just a lot going on with this car. And when we go to the back, things don't get any better. it gets worse. And this is probably the whole problem area for me about this Civic Type-R. It's just wings on, I don't even know what you call these, on diffusers, on this. It's weird. But at the end of the day, this Civic Type-R really does have what it takes to be loud and proud. But let's find out what it does 0 to 100. Now just quickly, a huge shout out to this week's Patreon supporters. If you guys want to join the Patreon, get early access to content, videos, merch, there is a link in the description, so check it out. Now 0 to 100 is claimed at 5.7 seconds. I do not believe there's any launch control, so I've just got it in plus R mode, build it up the revs a little bit, and turning traction control off. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, maybe we should put traction control back on, because that definitely did not give us the best result. Let's have a look at the draggy here. 7 seconds. I think we can definitely do better. Traction control kind of didn't work in my favor, so I'm going to leave traction control on and try it again. Again. It just can't put the power down, this car. I honestly don't know if that's going to be any better. It felt pretty reputable. You hear all that from the low profile tires. Yeah, it's noisy in here. It's let's have a look at what that time was. 7.1 seconds. So look, honestly, I don't think I could get much better than that. It did again spin up on first gear. Even second gear, it was really struggling. Yeah, that's what it is, guys.
So, in conclusion, the Honda Civic Type-R really is one of the best performing front-wheel drive cars, well, ever. It pulls like a train, turns like a go-kart, and it still excites you with that Vtec bro performance, fighting you for traction and really commanding your engagement. This car may look like it's been horribly modified from your local auto parts store, but from the driver's seat, it's nothing short of a masterpiece. Long live the Vtec, long live the Civic Type-R. Thanks for watching.